This is an analytical balance. It is used to measure mass in grams. It is extremely important when doing an experiment to use the same analytical balance to keep the error to a minimum. When starting using the analytical balance, you tare the analytical balance, get it to 0. You're going to measure the beaker before you put any volume in it because there may be some liquid inside there. Close the door and
shut the door.
Tell me how much you put in here. That's the fine. That's the total. That's your beating.
The mass of the initial mass of the beaker is 66 grams. So we write on our graph the initial mass 66.
Anyway, that's what we want for this.
Tare the analytical balance. Take out the beaker. Pour the blue water into the beaker. Place it back inside the analytical balance. Measure.
So here.
The final mass of the beaker with the water is 112 grams. We subtract the initial and the final and we get 66 is the final mass of the water. Now, to measure the volume, we get eye level and measure at the bottom of the meniscus. The volume of this water is 54.
And the mass initial was what we weighed first.
This is an analytical balance and it's used to take weight in grams, and it's important to use the same analytical balance during your entire experiment to limit your human error. The first thing you do in taking your measurement is to use an empty beaker and make sure you zero out the scale so that you have straight lines across. Then you carefully open the door, put the empty beaker on the scale, take the weight in grams, which is 67, and that's your initial mass. Then you carefully slide open the door again, take out the beaker, pour in some of your sample. Be sure to do this outside of the analytical balance to not mess up the measurements. Carefully set the beaker back in the analytical balance, close the door, take the next reading, which is 94 grams. That goes in your final. And then the mass that you delivered is 27 grams. Then you take out your beaker. You have to measure the volume. You do this at eye level and read at the bottom of the meniscus, and this is going to be 38 milliliters, which goes in your volume delivered.
This is the analytical balance, and this is a graduated cylinder, which we're going to measure our volume with. This is a beaker, which we're going to measure the mass with. And the first thing we're going to do is zero out the scale. Put our empty beaker on there to get the mass, which is around 67 grams. And then we pour our sample into our graduated cylinder. And we record what the volume is. You record it by looking at the bottom of the meniscus to get the most accurate reading. And it's about 48.3 mils.
Yeah, you tap that to the head. Yeah. Yep.
And you'll take your beaker out, pour your solution into the beaker, and get the final measurement of the water plus the beaker, which is about 114 grams.
And to get the mass delivered, you would take 114 minus 67, which would be
Can we weigh this?
47 grams.